What's up everybody, Teancum here with Sew Yeah Quilting, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how you make this beautiful quilt using just one layer cake. Let's get started. So before we dive right on into this project, let's talk about the inspiration behind this. Just like you guys, I was scrolling through my YouTube when I came across Chris O'Neill, or Sew the Distance, more specifically her video of just one layer cake. What anyone would do, I picked up the phone, I called Chris, asked for permission to kind of reinvent that same idea. Went to the store, got myself a layer cake, and here we are to make this beautiful quilt behind me. Now, all you need is a layer cake. It's part of the name, right? So all we're gonna do, and I'm using a black and white layer cake by Riley Blake, and it is called Black Tie. I'm going to just separate this, and in this particular roll, it's pretty much a 50-50 here, where I've got black and white. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop these down directly in half one direction, right? The 10 by 10 squares, so I need to just chop 5 inches on either side here. I'm gonna do that now, and I'm gonna hold back about 7 pieces of fabric. So look through your layer cake, see which ones you don't want in your quilt top, and pull those ones out. So I've got about 4 pieces there, and I'm gonna cut 5 inches across here. There, and I'm going to do that to, again, the entire stack of my layer cake, except for about 7 to 8 pieces. Now, little spoiler alert here. Obviously, I'm using a black and white layer cake, and I've got some yellows in there. Now, for the challenge here of just one layer cake, what I went ahead and did was I cut out a couple, and I mean literally 3 or 4 pieces of this, and I'm going to take out 3 or 4 out of here, so it's still one layer cake. I just wanted to add a pop of color. So I'm going to just take out 2 pieces here, 2 pieces there. I think that still is fair within the challenge parameters. I'm still only using the amount of one layer cake. I just wanted to add a little bit of color into this one. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this one down as well. And guys, just like that, this didn't take more than 5 minutes to cut through the entire stack. Now I've got my blacks, my whites here, and again, I took out a couple of squares, changed them out for some yellow ones for my brights here. So now it's time to start making our blocks, and they are the simplest things to make. However, I'm gonna put a pause here for everyone. This is a technique called half rectangle triangles, okay? That's what gives it this unique look. I'm gonna show everyone how it works. I'm going to take a white, and I'm going to use a different white that's a little bit easier on camera. And the most important thing is we have to make sure that we do all of them exactly the same. And we're going to mark our corners here, corner to corner. And as long as we do it the same on all of them, it works just fine. So I'm going to put it in a really black line here so everyone can see it here. Normally I would be using our Frixion pens. And guys, use the right tools, but just for the sake of camera, I want everyone to be able to see this really nice and dark there. So I've gone from the top left corner down to the bottom right corner in a black line there. What everyone wants to do with this, and I'm going to show everyone why that doesn't work, is everyone wants to put these like so, and so on both sides of the line like you would a half square triangle. However, if you do that and you open this up, it actually makes a Dresden plate. Does not make our desired block that we want, it makes a Dresden plate. All you have to do is take it and turn it a full turn here, which looks so backwards in our industry. But now we're gonna sew on both sides of the line like you would a half square triangle, and then we're gonna slice it, and you're gonna see the magic here of these quarter rectangle triangles. Turn it around and repeat. So I know guys, at home you guys are thinking in your head that Teancum, you've done this wrong, but this is how these work. Now I'm gonna just slice down that line. And just like that, we have our quilt block. It's really that simple. Now, people are gonna start looking at this quilt and realizing that we've paired these together with the whites together or the blacks together. Very simple to do. And you can see how it comes up with that block. Since these are a lot like half square triangles, the more you orientate them, the more you rotate them, they can change look and shape along the way. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make up a bunch of these. That way you guys can see them at home, and then we can go down the squaring down process on these. So now that we're at this step, it is time to square these up a little bit here. It's super simple to do, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. We need a 4.5 inch block. You're going to set it down, and we're going to cut off the 2 sides here as close and as perfect as we can, leaving us plenty of room to work with them on the other side. turn it, and now we're going to put this to shape, which is going to be a 4.5 by 9.5 inch rectangle here. And just like that, you have your very first block. I'm gonna go ahead and square up all my blocks real quick, and then I'm gonna show you how you assemble this whole thing. Yeah, that's it. So guys, now that I've got some of these squared up and ready to go here, I want to explain the patterning of this and also how it works a little bit. If you put two of the same color together, it obviously makes this design here. However, you do not have to stick with that design. We can go more of just angles up if you wanted to do that, or if you wanted to, you can put it into a diamond shape. And by adding in just a splash of color, you can see how it changes and alters things. However, something that you have to be mindful of, if you put too many in a row, you can see how you end up getting strips or ribbons in your project, which if that's your desired look, go for it, okay? But to make this exact patterning behind us, all you got to do here, put two colors together, which is giving our black, our white, our black, and then in this case a yellow. And on your next set below it, here's the trick. Instead of putting together a white and sticking it here, we just inverted our pattern. So we put a black here, which then takes the ribbiness or the ribbonness away from what you're doing. Black, white, black, white, black, white, and then inverted here to black, or white, black, white, black, white, black. That's how we're creating this beautiful, beautiful design there. Now that we've got this laid out and you guys are understanding how the orientation of this all goes or how we put this all together, obviously I've already made this wonderful quilt, and down in the description below you can print off the free PDF download on how to make this. But I'm gonna just put together a couple of blocks here, make myself a little pillow that goes along with my quilt, and we'll be right back. And so guys, I ended up whipping up a quick little pillow sham here that I'll finish off camera, but you can see how easy this project is. You can cut it in about 5 minutes and then you're off to the races on your sewing. Not only that guys, we all have a layer cake in our stash that we don't know what to do with, or we don't ever know if we're ever gonna get around to making it. Now's the time. Walk over there, pull it out, and get to sewing. And guys, if you've liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't be afraid to share it with your friends. Not only that, we are approaching 100,000 subscribers. It's one of our goals, so make sure you're sharing this on Facebook, Instagram, and all those other platforms as well. And while you're down there hitting that like button, make sure you check out down in the description below. We have a free PDF download on how you make this project as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.